Hello everybody, this is Uppish, and welcome to another r/entitled parents. Just to let you know, this series is likely going to be my main what I'm going to be uploading, the main thing I'm going to be uploading for a while, simply because I finally found a home, but it has to be repaired, and I'm living somewhere else because um, I cannot live where I was living at the moment due to some family problems. So, yeah, without further ado, let's not get into that. I'll get into that in another video. Uh, so, without further ado, let's get into this. Entitled Mom thinks everything in my house is hers and her daughter's. This was a few years back, and for a bit of backstory, my friends group, including me and my husband, are tabletop roleplay fans. Because our home is a decent size with a good sized table, we often have events here. So here goes. EM entitled mother, EB entitled brat, me, MH, my husband, MD, my daughter. So EM is a friend of a friend. She was invited in to join in a few games, and from the word go, she seemed off. She was bossy and demanding, and when people so much as joked with her, she would slap them on the shoulder hard. Two part in she took part in two games. One I had offered to role play RP in, but her response to my character was, "Oh, a sniper. That is going to be helpful on a freaking spaceship." This rudeness caused me to decline playing in the game, despite the fact the aforementioned character and the main NPC had a long played out history, and this made the story master angry. I redesigned to playing in just one of the games and catching up on my video games during the game I declined. This is resigned to playing in just one of the games, and this will be important later. My daughter at the time was only 4 years old, and and also important later. Things were okay for the first few game sessions. Of both games she was in, EM thought her characters were all that and bags of chips. She was starting to get great on everyone, including the friend who originally brought her into the group. Things went pear-shaped when she started bringing her, at the time, 12-year-old daughter along, despite never asking, and thus we had to deal with EB. During one of the games, I remember EB approaching her mother, and this happened. "Mommy, I'm hungry." "Okay, sweetie. My name. Do you have anything she can eat around here?" "What? No. You know that me and husband's name are on a budget right now. What we have in here is for us." It should be noted I was also on WIC at the time, and that is most of the way my child had food. "What about that box of cornflakes? Honey, go get that. Just munch out of the box." "No, that is for my daughter's breakfast. She can't have that." "I said she could, and I said she couldn't." I moved over and took the boxes of cereal that we had and put them on the high shelf. "Mommy, she put the cereal away." "Oh well, there are grapes in the—" "Those are my daughter's snacks. She can't have those." "Well, what the heck is she supposed to eat?" "You have your car here, right?" "Yes." "You have money, right?" "Yes." "Then take her down to McDonald's and get her something to eat. You are not getting my things." She huffed out, ultimately She huffed out, ultimately listened. Sadly, dear readers, this is not the worst incident. I've had to yell at this woman for yelling at my daughter. I had to tell her child not to kick my daughter off the couch. Remember, her daughter was 12 at the time, my daughter was 4. I even had to tell her that I did not owe her daughter my tea or milk, and she could drink water. But then came the Xbox incident. The dang Xbox incident. So we had an Xbox 360 at the time, and I would play it on the days that I did not play the tabletop game. On the day that I did play, it was turned off and the controllers put away. This always angered EB because she wanted to play. Then one day, on the day that I normally played that week, EM and EB showed up at the house. I put on my politest face to greet them. I noticed that EB is holding an Xbox game case. Splendid. I move back over and sit down playing my game. EB sits next to me. I brought a game so I could play. Okay, I'm playing tonight. Mommy promised that I could play. Loud enough for EM to hear. Mommy should not have promised that you could play on someone else's game system. Sorry, but this is my time. EB is angry and she starts screaming. Meanwhile, I look over at EB, who has popped open the lid of a tin of cookies that my friend brought me at an Asian food store. They are like cylinder wafers filled with cream. These ones strawberry, my favorite, clearly bought for me as neither my husband or child like them. Just let her dang play. You play that game all the time. I'm sorry, no, this is my me time, and next time you want one of my cookies, ask me. They are not communal. Em looks right at me and pops the lid off, reaches her hand into the tin, and pulls out 3 of the cookies. She hands one to her brat, and she takes a bite out of the other 2 at once, then get them off the dang table where everyone can grab them. Oh, get them off the dang table where everyone can grab them. Gladly, I walk out into the kitchen, grab the tin and the lid, walk into my room, putting the tin down on my desk. I move back to my game and to my husband. Your wife is dang selfish. Those cookies were bought for her by a friend of hers because she's upset. She is right. You should have asked. You'd be nearly screaming in my ear. You've played enough. It's my turn. Pfft, little dang brat. I'll be honest, kids like that are dang brats. Bit more times passed, and my 4-year-old, at the time of this story, walks out of her room having had a nightmare. Mommy, I had a nightmare. Oh, sweetie, Mommy's coming. So I pause my game and go to tuck my daughter into her bed, tell her a story about how I used to have nightmares, and kiss her on the forehead. You know, Mommy stuff. It takes a while because my daughter is 4 and has sensory issues, and Em is laughing like a hyena at something that happened in the tabletop game. I get her back to sleep and decide to go back to my game. There sits EB with the controller. My game that I had been playing was laying data side down in the floor, and she had her game she has her game is installing on her system as we have never played the game, and it was almost finished. What the heck are you doing? I know you did not just scream at my child. My game is on the floor. She's installing a game without asking. You got up and were gone. You gave up your rights to the game system. It's my turn now. No, I went to console my child. You were not given permission to play, and I do not want this game installed on my system. Oh, crap off, it's just a game. That is taking up room in our system, and we did not agree to it being on there. As soon as it finishes installing, I am deleting it. Never bring another game into our house. Never promise your child on our game system. Come on, EB, we're leaving. After we left, we went to remove the game. Turns out the EM had walked into the living room while I was consoling my daughter, told EB that she could play, and even made her brat a profile on our system. She came back for the game I played in. With her brat in tow and screaming at me because I told her that she could not add things to our system. Eventually, the group changed game days and conveniently forgot to tell EM what days they were changed to. Now that is what I call some funny stinking stuff. Really funny. Ah, that was a good one. I guess let's go for another, huh? Let's go for another game, or for another Reddit post, or / entitled parents Reddit post. Entitled mother accidentally spills coffee all over my deceased uncle's Super Nintendo. So I didn't recall this until my dad recently brought it up in a retro game store we have in the small town where I live in. Roughly 4 years ago, when I was 12, My parents hosted a small party at our house, but they made sure to tell everyone, no children. I was to stay in my room, which I didn't mind. I had my old Windows 7 PC and most importantly, my Super Nintendo, a prized possession from my recently deceased uncle. So it meant a lot to me. As the guests began trickling in, I could hear the squeals of a young child. I can hear some heated talking between my parents and the entitled mother douche is what I would say, but she's your entitled mother and SC Satan child, I kid you not. After some arguing, the child's allowed to stay. I decided to turn on some game music while I played some Super Mario All-Stars on my SNES. After a bit, my door literally slams open and SC is there. Keep in mind, I still don't remember everything perfectly, so this conversation and details may not be on point. Sorry. SC, I want to play now. Usually, if I had a friend over, I'd boot two-player made in Super Mario mode. Oh, two-player in Super Mario World or Super Mario Bros. 2. But I barely knew this kid, and I had no clue if he'd trashed the console. Sorry, but not right now. He starts bombing me with questions and the occasional, let me play. I guess after some time he gave up and left. I thought that was the end, but things went from 0 to 100 fast. Enter Satan's dang wife, EM. Satan's wife, EM, that's some funny stuff. EM, what are you doing? Her voice was like nails on a chalkboard, according to my dad. Think of Umbridge from Harry Potter. That's funny. That's actually really funny. Me playing my game, I remember the next few minutes the most, as this is what is said in the title happened. Let my child play. Her kid was tugging on her, asking to play and whatnot. Me, no. This is when it happens. She walks forward like she's going to take it and then proceeds to sip her Starbucks cup, which I hadn't noticed until then, and I scream out as the hot coffee spills all over the back of the console and onto the carpet. Looking smug, you ungrateful millennials don't deserve these games. I remember that so vividly. When I did next What I did next, as everyone was rushing up to see what happened, probably wasn't the smartest thing ever. Get the heck out of my room. It was the first time I had ever sworn, according to my dad, and everyone was shocked. She messed me up when she fried the SNES. My uncle had given it to me a few days before he passed away of lung cancer, as me and him would always play through the Mario games he had when I would stay over. No, you little brat, I'm going to take that computer now. And what happened next, I don't fully remember, but my dad saw it all, and this is from him now. I said, get the heck out. Everyone was taken aback even further by this, and as my mom and dad walked in, EM started blubbering about how I had mistreated her SC and was while I broke down in the corner. Needless to say, the party was cut short, and my mom and dad kicked EM and EC out. But not before they said they demanded my computer's compensation. I remember my parent getting upset over what I had said, but at that moment I didn't care. My dad told me I spent a month trying to fix the SNES, but no luck. I was able to salvage my All-Stars cartridge, but the ports and cables for the back were fried. To this day, I hate that woman for destroying that console my now deceased uncle left me. Sometimes I still feel bad, but then I always remind myself that, well, there's probably a special place in heck for EM like her, and SC. Edit 1. Thanks for the support, you guys. I currently own the original Nintendo, and perhaps one day I'll buy a new SNES in honor of my uncle. Edit 2. Wow, guys, thanks for the support. Let me clarify a few things real quick. The SNES was fried when the coffee was dumped on it, so replacing cords wasn't gonna cut it. 2. According to my dad, she also destroyed the other games I owned, being a Zelda title and Yoshi's Island. Thanks again for everything, you guys. What kind of person would be so freaking terrible as to literally walk into some random kid's room? You've never known this kid, you've never known their family. You walk into their house and you storm up to this kid's bedroom and you destroy the only thing he has, and you don't even know what sort of value that object that you just destroyed has, and you don't know what value it has to him. You don't know what it means to him or her. And you just walk in, you barge in, and you break it. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna give this an upvote. Ooh, that makes me angry. Do you guys want to go for another? I guess we could go for another. Oh, this'll be a good one, guys. Entitled cousin grabs my pet snake and immediately regrets it. I'm a long-time lurker on this subreddit, and I've had my fair share of encounters with my entitled uncle, aunt, and cousin. But they never did something as dumb as what they did last night. So, a little bit of backstory: my extended family meets up every Sunday at my house for dinner, which most of the time I'm in my room because I cannot stand my youngest cousin, and she feels the need to shout over everybody, scream, wait, scream when things don't go her way, and hit my animals when they don't immediately respond to her. Now, I have a lot of pets, and I'm fiercely protective of all of them. So I keep them away from her during these times so I don't snap and smack her across the face. Yeah, it would be bad if you smacked your little cousin across the face. EC equals annoying little crap of a cousin. EU, human bowling ball. EA, can I speak to your manager? Me equals enraged 16-year-old short person. Now on with the story. I'm in my room, just finishing feeding my snake his dinner, when I hear a banging at my door. I turn around to say, "Don't come in." Don't come in when the door swings open and my EU, EA, and EC come sauntering into my cozy little abode. My room isn't that large, so they literally squeeze themselves through my doorway just to stand in the middle of my carpet. I guess they noticed, though. "What the heck are you doing in my room?" Look at my face. So my lovely douchey aunt explains, "Yeah, EC wanted to see your animals and you never let her. So we came up to let you know, to let her see them." Meanwhile, EC, who is 13 by the way, starts rummaging around in my stuff, while EU just stands there trying not to pass out from the effort of standing. Me, "There's a good reason for that. I don't trust her with my gecko and my snake. Just ate." Interrupting me with a scream, "You have a snake? Where? Let me hold it." Me unplugging my ears. "No, like I said, he just ate and I only got him a month ago, so he's not used to people." "Oh, my sweetheart will be gentle." "No, the heck won't. She squeezes anything her grubby little miss gets a hold of." Now, I have a very limited patience, and I was ready to start demanding they leave my room when all of a sudden EC shoves past me and sticks her face into my snake container, who has just finished swallowing the mouse I gave him. "He's so little, I want to hold him." "Get away from him." I tried to grab the back of her shirt and pull away, but my EA's fingers were around my wrist in seconds, shouting at me to just let her hold him. Something I failed to mention about this snake: he's what's called a hog-nosed snake. Ooh, these snakes are very small and mildly venomous. It's nothing deadly, but it's as intense as a bee sting. So when I heard the gates of heck open from the mouth of my cousin after shoving her hands in this territory, I knew what had happened. You see, clutching her wrist and wailing, "It bit me! It bit me and I'm dying! It hurts! Mom!" EA let me go and went to go and save her precious angel while EU began to go cross-eyed and drool tricked out of the corner of his mouth. I immediately ran over to my snake tank to check if he was okay before closing the lid and turning around to witness my cousin shrieking in unbeatable agony. Long story short, my aunt threatened to kill my snake, sue me for dare harming the princess, and ran to go complain to my mother, but not before checking if my uncle had died from a stroke. Dude! People in this world are stupid. My mother agreed that she shouldn't have went into my room and told them to kindly leave and to take a break from family dinner. I heard that EA took EC to the hospital, which just convinced she that she really was dying, and she passed out for the rest of the day. So that was pretty cool. Edit snack. Yeah, that was a great one. That was a great one. I'll give that an upvote too. Yeah. Here's a very good disclaimer for anybody that doesn't own a snake, but has a family member that owns a snake. Don't touch the snake. Snakes hate people. There's a reason why people don't there's not like crap tons of people across the United States that just randomly owns a snake. Snakes are very timid creatures, but just because they're timid, it does not mean they won't fight back. If you go to touch a snake and that snake doesn't know you, that snake's going to bite you, and you do not know if that specific snake is venomous. There's a chance it's likely that nobody is gonna have like an extremely poisonous or extremely venomous snake. But I'm telling you right now, you don't go and touch snakes at random. It's like going out in the wild. Don't go and try to pet a rattlesnake. You'll get bit. But that is why if one of your family members or a friend has a snake, you let them handle the snake. You don't touch the snake. They touch the snake because the snake actually has been around them for a while and trusts them. The snake does not trust you. So yeah, I think I am going to end this here. If you have liked it, please do hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell next to the subscribe button to get notifications for when I've posted a new video. And if you have truly enjoyed the video, and you enjoy my content in general, please share with a friend, share with family. Of course, please make sure that they are above the ages of 13, because my content, there is a chance that in the future I will be playing games that are honestly not suitable for kids under the age of 13. Sometimes very graphic games. So yeah, without further ado, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!